Hello, this is Katie with Homeschool Chat, Preschool Edition, and today we are going to talk about quiet time, rest time, and story time. So quiet time and rest time become very important if you're going to have a preschool day that is more than 2.5 to 3 hours long. You should seriously consider rest time for your child if you're going to do that. So there's no nap necessary, but what you do need to do is you need to put your child in a position that they are resting, and sometimes they'll fall asleep while they're doing something that is restful. So what you could do, it doesn't need to be a very long amount of time. It can be a half hour if you want it to be. It can be 15 minutes. Think about a calming TV show that you might be able to play, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, or like Little Bear, or like Franklin. And another option is reading Rainbow. Another thing that is good to do for relaxing a child is coloring. That they probably won't fall asleep. There's no chance of that probably, but it is a relaxing thing to some children. And they can relax even more with music in the background as long as it's calming music. The other thing that you can do is you can set them down or lay them down to read. And as a toddler, they're not going to be able to read words, but picture books are wonderful things. So some examples I have here are big books that they can read. This one is a cardboard book, so really nice for a child to read when they're a toddler and they're resting. So you will know if your child needs to rest because your child will act like he is tired, like they do at bedtime, or just when they're too tired. They'll start acting like that. Now let's talk about story time. So I believe this is an important part of preschool. It nurtures the love of books and reading. It helps the child to rest and to mentally reset. If there's no time, it's not the same, but if you don't have any time at all to read to your child or to read to your class, then you can find YouTube channels where people read children's stories out loud. If you choose to read, don't be afraid to read in character voices, and don't be afraid to use sound effects, because they add a lot to the story and your child will enjoy it so much more. Well, I'm done with story time and talking about story time, and I'm done with talking about rest time. But I do want to go over some things that I've gone over on previous preschool videos. So I'll just do that real quick. The attention span of a preschool child is 3 to 5 minutes times the child's age. So that equates to about a 10-minute class for your 2 to 3-year-olds. And how should your preschool day look? 2.5 to 3 hour class day unless a longer day is needed. I really strongly suggest that if a longer day is needed, that after 2.5 to 3 hours you have a rest time for that child, and possibly one more before they're done. A 10-minute activity, plan on that, and plan out for beginning of the school year to have a 5-minute attention span from your student. Then plan on, when you begin the year, a 5-minute transition time until your child gets used to transitioning between classes. The goals that you want to have for your preschool year, to get through your workbook by the end of the year, to have one snack during your preschool day, to have workbook times, to have an art and writing time. And during that time, you can use a mess-free watercolor workbook. Let's see what else. Story time, music time, outside playtime, and inside playtime. So thank you so much for joining me. Please check out my other videos at Homeschool Chat with Katie. And I hope you have a blessed day.